Okay. Welcome back to Cost and Management Accounting N6. In this video, we want to look at the preparation of the uh, data collection schedule. So we have a question that we have here, which is question 6 on that question paper, and we are going to look at the preparation of their data collection period. So this question that we have, it reads, the following sales figures were extracted from the books of Capricorn manufacturers, and we are given a table ranging from March to August. So we have got the months that are ranging from March to August there. And beneath that, we have got additional information that we are given in terms of the terms of data collections. So we also have the required part where we've got the questioning part 6.1.1 reads calculate the cash sales for June, July, and August, and it has 3 marks, which means a mark for calculating for June, and a mark for July, and a mark for August. Then 6.1.2 reads calculate the cash received from debtors for June 20 for June, July, and August. So this is what we have. So you'll see that for the first part we have got 3 marks there, and then at the second part we have got 13 marks. So we're going to start with looking at 6.1.1, whereby we're going to calculate the cash sales. So if you go there at the first point, you see that we're given an instruction in terms of calculation of this cash sales. So we are given that 80% of sales are on credit. So what does it mean? It means that to get the cash sales, we're going to say 100 minus our 80. And then obviously, if we do that, your answer there will be 20%. So which means our 20% are the ones that are for cash. So remember, when we say our cash sales, and then we add our credit sales, you're going to get your total sales. So here our cash sales are the ones that we're looking for, our cash sales, and then credit sales, we are told that it's 80%, and then obviously total sales is 100%. So to get our cash sales there, we're going to say cash sales is equals to 100 minus our 80, and then we are going to get your 20. So it means our cash sales are represented by our 20%. So this is what we have. So we can try to go and see the figures that were given in the list of balances in terms of our total sales, and then we can make a calculation using our 20%. So if you go up, you would see that you go up in the table, you'd see that we have got the information that we are given there representing the sales figures. So it means these are the total sales. So it means all the figures that we are given here represent our total sales. But if you go there, if you go in the question, the question is saying is asking us to calculate the cash sales for June, July, and August. So we're only concerned about those 3 months. So if you go to our table, we are going to say it's June, July, and August. So we're starting from here, July, August. When we're calculating our cash sales, we are just saying the total sales for June 550, then we multiply by 0.2. Then we've got July 600,000, then we multiply by 20%, which is 0.2 as a decimal. And then we do the same thing to August 650,000 multiplied by 20%, which is also 0.2 as a. So we are just multiplying by 0.2, starting from June to August to get our proportion for cash sales. So we go to our other section. So let's just take note there in terms of the total sales that we have from June to August. For June, we have 550,000. For July, we've got 600,000. For August, we've got 650,000. So we just multiply it as such. So we come here. We say for June, we start with June. Calculation for June, we are saying 550,000, which is representing our total sales. Then remember, we multiply by 20%, but as a decimal, it becomes 0.2. We multiply it as such, and then we are going to say, put the figure for June. If you multiply like that, you're going to get 110,000. I will do the same thing for July. July, remember, our sales, we have got 600,000. Multiply it by 0.2 again. And the answer that we're going to get there is 120,000. So for July, we are going to put it again in July because these are cash sales. We are saying 120,000. And then for the last one, which is August, we are going to use 650,000, which is representing our total sales. Multiplied by 0.2. And then the amount that we are having for August is 130,000. So here you are having 130,000. So this is what we have. And then we can now try to see in terms of our second part of the question. So let's try to see. Right. On the second part of the question, it reads, calculate the cash received from debtors for June, July, and August. So cash received from debtors, obviously, we are going to base the calculations on the credit sales. But if you go to our question, you would see that we are not given calculated figures for credit sales. So what does it mean? It means we have to calculate those proportions of credit sales for each and every month from March to August, so that we can be able to calculate the debtors collections schedule. So we already know that 80% of the sales are credit. So it's going to be simple for us. We're just going to say 80% of 400,000 for March. Then we get the credit sales for March. For April, we'll do the same. 80% of 450,000, we get the credit sales for April. So remember, 80% is 80 over 100. So if you convert it to a decimal, it's going to be 0.8. So we're just going to multiply the effect of 0.8 for each and every a month there for total sales. So it's going to be 0.8 of the figure for total sales. So we come to our answer section. We start with our March. So we see that this is our answer section, whereby we are going to calculate cash received from debtors. So we're going to calculate the proportions of credit sales here, and then we put the credit sales down here. For March, we put the credit sales here. For April, credit sales are going to come here until we reach the last month. So we come here, we'll see that we have got for March, we have got 400,000, and then for April, we have got 450,000. So we're going to multiply 400,000 times 0.8. We do the same thing for April, 450,000 times 0.8. So we come here. For March, we are going to say, for March, we're going to say 0.8. And then we multiply by multiply by 400,000 that we are having here. And then the answer that we are going to get there, if you multiply by 400,000, we're going to get 310,000. Or we can just maybe make it simpler by just multiplying it there, then we can just transfer the answers here. So we can do this. We come here. We can just calculate there on the table that we are given in the question. So we are saying here we are multiplying by 0.8. We do the same 0.8. Here we multiply again by 0.8. Multiply by 0.8. All of them we are multiplying by a factor of 0.8. So this is what we have. So on the first one, you say 400,000 times 0.8. The answer that you are going to get there is going to be 320,000. So we're just going to put the answer there on the answer section, which is on 320,000. So we do the same thing for April. We are saying 450,000 times 0.8, and we'll do that to get 360,000. We do the same thing for May, 500,000 times 0.8. We're going to get 400,000. So here we've got our 400,000. We do the same thing for June. June, we are saying 550,000 times 0.8, and we get 440,000. I will do the same thing for July. July, we say 600,000 times 0.8, and we get 480,000. And then for August, which is the last one, for August, we are saying for 650,000 times 0.8, and we are going to get your 520,000. So here we've got 520,000. So this is the representation in terms of a proportion of credit sales. So we now have the credit sales for all the months. Then we can go to the to listen to the instructions in terms of calculation of receipts from debtors, starting with the first point and see what does it require us to do. So we come here, you would see that they are saying in the first point, 50% of credit sales are collected in the same month, which means 50% of the credit sales for each and every month will be received in the same month. So, but our question, remember, is asking us to consider the month from June, July, and August. So we can calculate for June and then calculate for July, then calculate for August. So we're saying 50%. So here, what we are going to fill in, we are having the each are there given as June, July, August. Those are the months that we're going to calculate only. So we come here, you'd see that these are credit sales. So 440,000 credit sales of June, which are going to be received in June again. In this column, so we are here 50%. So we're just going to say 50% of 440,000. 50% of 440,000, and then you're going to get your 220. So it means you've got 220 there that we need to put there. 220,000. So that is what we have there. Then we can move on to the next one. We are now in July. Credit sales for July. July is here. 180,000 credit sales. 50% of this 180,000 will be received in July again. So we say 50% times 480,000, and you are going to see that you're going to get 240,000. We are going to get your 240,000. So here we are saying 240,000. It's July. Then 520,000 credit sales for August. 50% of them will be received in August again. Remember, if you go to the top there, you see that August is here. So this credit sales for August being received in August, we've got 50%. And you see that we're going to get 260,000. So this is what we have in terms of 50% being received in the same month. Then we go to the next instruction, which is saying 25% of credit sales are collected 1 month after the transaction. They are collected 1 month after the transaction, which means 25% of the credit sales for March will be received in April. So we recorded the 25% of credit sales for March in April, because that's where they're going to be received. Then 25% for April will be received in May. So just like that until we reach the last month. So there we go to the month that we are concerned with. So we start with the earliest month that we have within the scope of the question. We are saying June. So in June we are here. So we are saying we are concerned about those that are going to be received in June. So the ones for May are the ones that are going to be received 1 month later in June. You see, so we are saying 400,000. 400,000 times the percentage that you are given. The percentage that we are given there. Let's refer back to the question. Remember, we are saying 25%. So we are saying 25% times the credit sales for May, which is 400,000. So if we say 400,000 times 25%, 400,000 times 25%, you are going to get your 100,000. So we are saying 25% of this for May will be received in June, and the June is here. So we are putting it here, it's 100,000. Then the ones for June, 25% will be received in July, here, to come here. So 25% of 440,000, we are going to get 100 and let me see. We are saying 25% of 440,000. And we are going to get 110,000. So we are saying June for July, we have got 110 here. Then we go to the 25% of July will be received in August. So we are saying we are here now. We are saying 25% for July, which is 480,000 credit sales. 25% of 480,000 will be received in August. So we are saying 0.25 times 480,000, and then we are going to get your 120,000. So here we have got 120,000. So this is what we have in terms of 1 month after. 1 month after. Then we go to the last instruction that we are given there. 20%, we are now here. 20% of credit sales are collected 2 months after the transaction. So what does it mean? It means the month within the scope of the question is starting from June here. So if you go 2 months back, you will find that it will be in April. If you say 1, 2. So we are saying at 20% of the credit sales for April will be received 2 months, which is after 1, 2 in June. So we are saying 360,000 times 20% will lead us to June here. So we are saying we say 20% of 360,000. 20% of 360,000, we're going to get 72,000. You do the same thing for May. 20% of the 400,000 will be received after 2 months. We are saying 1, 2, so it will be received in July. So the ones for May, which is 20% of 400,000 will be received in July here, which is going to be your 80,000. Then the ones for June will be received 2 months after, which is after 1, 2, which is in August. So we are saying 440,000 times 20%, 440,000 times 20%, you are going to get your 88,000. So this is what we have. So then having this now, we can now add to get the totals, whereby we are now putting our line there and try to come up with the totals. So we can just maybe try to extend our lines here so that we can be able to calculate totals. So the totals that we are going to calculate now are the total for the data's collection, collection for each and every month. So let's try to see what do we get. So we are here now. So we are saying, we'll just try to, right. So what we are saying now is for the first month that we have there is for June. Let's try to see. Yes, June. So for June, we are saying 72,000 plus 100,000 plus 220,000. Then the total, we put it down there. We do that, we're going to get 392,000 here. The next month, we are going to say 80,000 plus 110,000 plus 240,000. And we are going to get your 430,000. Then the last month, we're going to say 88,000 plus 120,000 plus 260,000, and the total is going to be 468,000. So let's try to confirm on the last calculation that we have there, whereby we're saying 88,000. We add our 120,000. We add our 260,000. and then we're going to get your 468,000. So this is what we have in terms of the debtors collection schedule, whereby we are saying the debtors collection for June. For June, it's here total is 392,000. For July, it's 430,000. Then this one is for August, as simple as that. So this is what we have, guys, according to this video on the preparation of the debtors collection schedule. Hopefully the video was helpful. Let's stay tuned for more videos to come as we prepare for exams. Let's subscribe and share. Let's share the links to our colleagues who are doing cost and management accounting in L6. As for this video, I'm out. We'll meet again in the next video.